Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. In today's tutorial, we are diving into Supabase, an open source Firebase alternative to learn how to authenticate users and also perform CRUD operations. So the difference is Supabase uses PostgreSQL while Firebase focuses on NoSQL databases. So Supabase makes it easy to add authentication, storage and also real-time features to your app. And this tutorial will focus on two key aspects: the authentication and also perform CRUD operation. That's create, read, update, and delete functionality with Supabase. So with that said, let's jump right in. So we need to install this dependency. That's the Supabase Flutter dependency that really comes in handy when we want to interact with the Supabase. So before running the app, we need to initialize our Supabase. So I'll just grab the code over here. First of all, make sure you have the Supabase dependency installed, right? So before running the app, we need to initialize our Supabase. So I'll import that over here and also get our URL and also the anon key, which we will get that from our Supabase site when you create the new project. So let's head over and create a new project, right? So first of all, let's create an instance of this Supabase, right? So I'll be creating an instance of this Supabase client. So at the top over here, I'll just paste in that and saving the changes. So the next step is to create a new project, right? So head over to the Supabase website and create an account. From there, you proceed to create a new project. So once you have the project, you move on to the organization name. You can give it any name you want. Proceed with the type of the organization and also set the pricing to be 0 and create the organization. So once you have that created, you need to proceed to give the project a name, right? Name it as the CRUD. So in here, the project name, I'm going to name that as CRUD. There we go. And also generate a secure password over here. You can proceed to choose a region that's close to you and create a new project. There we go. So once our project is created, you can see we have access to the anon key and also the URL, right? So I'll just grab that and replace it. So here's the URL link. So I'll copy the URL over here, and in my Flutter project, I'll just paste in where it needs to be, and also you need to paste in the anon key, which is found over here. So I'll just grab that over here and paste it over here. So let's save the changes over here. So once we have our project created, let's proceed with authentication. So the left corner, you can see the authentication tab. You move on to the provider section. By default, the email is enabled, so you can just click on that and make the necessary changes. So for now, let's disable the confirm email and proceed to saving the changes over here. Let's leave everything as default. There we go. So let's get back to the code and implement the sign up functionality. I already have the UI implemented, right? So I have my controllers over here, the email, password, and also the username with its associated test form field, right? That's the input. So let's focus on the sign up implementation, right? So in our sign up, we'll be having a try catch block. So try catch. So it's going to be on auth exception, right? So catch any error relating to the authentication. So on auth exception, catch, then we can have access to the error. So we can just print the error within the catch block. So let's implement the sign up functionality. So in here we can just await. Then we call our Supabase instance, which has the auth, so supabase.auth. Then we can call the sign up method on it, which takes in the password and also the email. So with the password, we pass in our password controller. Then you can access the test field. and trim any white spaces. And also let's pass in the email. We pass in our email controller. So email controller.text and proceed to trim any spaces. We have an additional information as well, right? So if you want to add this username information, it also takes in the data, which comes as a map of string and dynamic, right? So it comes as a map. So I'll open my curly braces over here, and the key over here is going to be the username field. And also the value is going to be the username controller.text. There we go. Can trim any white spaces as well. So that's basically it, the functionality to sign up the user, right? So if we check if not mounted, we return, else we proceed to just navigate to the home page, right? Once we have a successful signing up of the user, right? So navigator.push replacement, that takes in the context and also the material page route. And the material page route comes with a builder and takes in the context and returns a widget. So in here we're returning our home widgets. So that's pretty much it. Let's save any changes over here and proceed with the sign-in functionality. So let's proceed with the sign-in functionality. So I'll just grab the code over here. It's pretty much going to be the same thing, right? We need to change in the method, right? So instead of signing up, so first of all, let's import the Supabase instance. And also, instead of sign up method, we rather sign in with password, right? So we have the sign in with password method over here. So we can just get rid of the data field over here. That's pretty much it. And if we check if mounted, we return, else we navigate to the home as well. Let's import the auth exception over here and saving the changes. So that's the sign in and sign up functionality. Let's give it a try. So in here I'll proceed to sign up, right? So I'll enter my email over here, codewithaka@gmail.com. Proceed to enter my password and my username. So I'll hit on the sign up button. You can see I'm being navigated to the home screen. And when we check our Supabase, you can see one user is being added, right? So let's implement the sign out button and check for the sign in functionality as well, right? You can see we have the logout button over there. So I just created already have my home page widget over here with a sign out functionality, right? So in our sign out, we await and call our Supabase instance. So supabase.auth, then we call our sign out method just like that. And if the sign out is successful, we check. If not mounted, we can return, else we can proceed to navigate the user to the login page. So in here we need to change it to the sign in page. I think it's named as the login page. Yeah, there we go. So login page and saving the changes. So when you hit on this sign out or the logout button, you can see we've been navigated to the login page, right? So let's proceed to login, right? We already have that implementation done. So I'll go into my already existing email, which is codewithaka@gmail.com, and also proceed to enter my password and hit on the sign in button. You can see I'm being navigated to the home page. So the authentication works. Let's proceed with the CRUD. So let's proceed with the CRUD functionality. That's the create, update, delete functionality. So let's move on to our Supabase project, to the table, and also create a new table from here, right? So the name of the table is going to be note, and also disable this, enable row level security. This helps us have access to the write and read functionality, and also enable the read time. So by default we have the ID and also created that field for us, right? So we add in another column, and that's going to be the note column, right? So we can just rename that to the body column, right? and that's going to be of type text. So we can choose the type over here. It's going to be text. So once you have that, you can just save in the changes. So in here you can see we have a note table created, right? So let's move on to the functionality to create a new note. So in our new note, we await and call our instance of our Supabase. Then we can call .from. Then the table is going to be the note table. That's how we name it, right? So Supabase.from the note. Then we can call the insert method, passing the body field and note value. Just like that, right? So that's the functionality to just create a note, right? So let's proceed with the functionality to implement or update a note, right? So in here we await and call the Supabase instance, move into the note table. So Supabase.from notes. Then we can call the update method, right? .update, passing the newly updated note, right? So we passing an object with a body field and provide it the newly updated note, right? So the body field is going to be the newly updated note, and to update a particular note we need the ID, right? So we proceed to check as well using the EQ method. The column is going to be the note ID, right? The column is going to be the ID field, right? And check if that is equal to the note ID that's being passing. Then we can make an update to that particular note. So let's finish it up with the delete functionality, and it's pretty much going to be the same thing, right? You move into a note table and delete the field, passing in the ID. So in here we need not to pass in any info over here, and we need to call the delete method, just like that. So that's it. Let's proceed to add a new note functionality to add a new note, right? So I'll be creating a floating action button over here, which comes with the onPress. That's going to be the function that gets called when the button is pressed, and it also takes in the child. So the child of the floating action button is going to be an icon, a plus icon. So icon into brackets icons dot, then we can call the add icon, as you can see over there, right? So let's move on to the onPress. That's going to be the function that gets called when the button is clicked, right? So when the button is clicked, we are going to show a dialog, right? So in our onPress, we show a dialog that takes in the context and also the builder, and the builder is a function as well, taking the context and returns a widget, right? So in our context, the builder, we are going to return the simple dialog. So it takes in the title. The title is going to be a test widget with the information to add a new note. And also it takes in the children as well. So we can just pass in the children field over here. So in here we are going to have a text form field for user input, right? That comes with the onField submitted property. So with the onField submitted, if I could spell it well, there we go. So this is a function that accepts in the value the user enters, right? So onField submitted takes in the value. Then we can call our create note function, passing in the note. In this case, we pass in the value to it. And that's it. So we check if mounted, we can just pop off the context of the dialog. So navigator.pop off context. There we go. So let's add a semicolon over here and save any changes. So let's proceed to create a new note. So add a note, then proceed to add a note over here. So new note, click on enter. Let's check our project, our tables of our notes. You can see you have, let's refresh it, and a new note is created, right? You can see a new note over here. So let's proceed. Yeah, so in here, let's proceed to read the note we just created, right? Let's display the note over here. So I'll start by creating a variable note stream. So we want it to read time, right? So we'll be using a stream builder. So a variable of note stream. Then we'll be using our Supabase instance dot from. We move into our note table dot stream, that is in the primary key. Then we can just pass in the ID field. So once we have this, the body of the scaffold will be returning a stream builder, right? And the stream builder takes in the stream. We are going to listen to the note stream, and also it takes in the builder, and the builder is a function, comes with the context and also the snapshot. So in here, the snapshot is what actually holds the data, right? And to return a widget. So within the builder, you can check for the state of the snapshot over here. So in here, we check if our snapshot dot has data. So you can check the opposite of that. So if this is false, right? If our snapshot doesn't has data yet, we can return a circular progress indicator. There you go. So we can just wrap this within a center widget. So here is where we get our data back, right? So you can create a variable note and assign a snapshot of data, right? The data we get back, we assign it to the notes variable over here. So let's check for the null over here. So in here, we'll be returning a list view builder, right? So list view builder comes with the item builder, and the item builder over here is a function. It is a function that takes in the context and also the index and returns a widget, right? So in here, the list view builder also comes with the item count. So the item count is going to be from our notes.length. Then within the item builder, we can return so first of all, let's create a variable to hold each note, right? You can do that by assigning the note index to a variable of the note, and also let's also create a variable to get the ID of the note, right? So the note, the single note, then you can access the ID field. You convert that to a string. So once you have these two, we can return a list style and display the note we created, right? So the list style comes with a title, and the title is going to text in the text displaying the notes from our database, right? So in our text, you can just assign the note, then you can proceed to assign the body field within that note and saving the changes. And there we go, we can see our new note displayed. So let's proceed to add another note. And there you go, you can see another note is added. So when you check the database, you can see it immediately reflects over there. So let's proceed with the edit functionality. So in here we'll be having a trailing with a row, right? The children of this row. So let's set the main as size of the row to be main as size dot main. And in the children we'll be having an icon button, right, for editing functionality. So the icon button comes with an on press. That's going to be the function that gets called when the icon is clicked. And also the icon is going to be the edit icon. So in here it's going to be icons.edit. There you go. So as you can see over there, so let's add functionality to the on press button to edit the notes, right? So we'll be doing something similar by showing a dialog. So we'll be showing a dialog over here. I think we can just grab this over here, make the necessary changes. So I just grab the show dialog method and just paste in over here. Change in the text here to edit notes. And also we also need to find a way of showing the note we want to edit, right? So let's provide some initial value to it, and this initial value will be coming from our notes body, right? So the note, then we access the body field. And instead of creating the note function, we actually need to call the update note function, right? So let's proceed with that. So it's going to be an asynchronous function. Then we can await and call the update note function. So in here it takes in the note ID, of which we already have it at the top over here, and also we pass in the updated note, that's the value over here. And that's pretty much it. So we can proceed to give it a try. So I'll just click on that. As you can see, the new note, or change that to the edited note. So once you have that, you can just click on the enter to pop up the context, and can see it immediately reflects as the edited note. And when you check the database, you can see the changes as well, right? So now that we have created updates, let's proceed with the delete functionality. So below the icon button is also going to be another icon button with the on press and also the icon, right? So the icon is going to be the delete icon. So it's going to take in the icon, icons.delete. So let's save in the changes over here. So the on press of this, so it's going to be an asynchronous. And also to delete a note, right? So I'll be creating a variable over here that check whether the delete is confirmed or not, right? Because we'll be showing an alert dialog, right, with the cancel and also the delete. So the variable name is going to be deleted confirmed, and you are going to await and show a dialog. So in here we'll be showing a dialog with the context and also the builder. And as usual, the builder is a function that takes in the context, right? So the builder comes as a function taking in the context. So within the builder, we'll be returning an alert dialog, right? So you're going to return an alert dialog. And in the alert dialog, we pass in our title. The title is going to be delete note. We can also pass in some content over here. So the content is also going to text in a text as well. So here's going to be a text of, are you sure you want to delete this note? Yeah, are you sure you want to delete this note? So below that, we're going to have an actions with a test button over here. So the test button comes with an onPress and also a child. So as usual, the onPress is going to be the function that will handle the functionality, and also the child over here is going to be a test widget with a text of cancel, right? So basically we are showing an alert dialog with two test button, the cancel button, also the delete button, right? So I'll just repeat the test button one more time. So let's proceed to add the functionality to the onPress of the test button, right? So let's add a const field. So let's start with the functionality too. So if the cancel button is clicked, you are basically going to pop up the context, right? So you use navigator dot pop of context, then you pass in a value to it, right? So this value is going to be false, right? So this false value is going to be passed into the deleted confirm variable. So we'll be doing same to the delete functionality. We'll be popping off the context with the value of true, right? And also based on whether the value is deleted, we can just check and call the appropriate function as well. So you pop off the context with the value of true. So in here we check if deleted is confirmed, right? We can call our delete function. So we await, then I'll call our delete function, passing in the note ID, right? The specific note you want to delete, just like that. So from here I can just proceed to saving the changes and give it a try. So I can just proceed to delete this. Let me hot restart and see. Oh, there we go. You can see deleted. Anyway, let me just log in and proceed to delete another note. So in here I'll start to add a note over here. So add a note, and I can just delete one of these. So I'll be deleting the edited note, and there we go. You can see. So that's basically it. See you in the next tutorial.